guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect. Oh, one second. And today we're jumping back into some more FTB Skies. And today we're going to be crafting a ton more of the creative items. So I hope you guys are ready. So we are so close to the end of this pack. I can almost taste it and almost taste the ultimate power that we're going to be getting into. Now today, there's some things that we have to get into in the end game here to finish things off. One being the unstable tools mod, which is actually really cool. It definitely brings back some old school things from back in 1.12, back with like extra utilities and stuff like that. This is really, really cool. I can't wait to get into that here in just a moment. Everything in this tab, very easy. We already have done the storage disks. Everything are already crafted. All of this we already have set up and crafted. And the only thing I have to do is get these Godforged pearls, which I have enough. Simply, we've already done the Gaia Steel ingots and the Afrit. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong last episode or a couple episodes ago. The Afrit essence. Hopefully I said that right. We have that now. And then we have everything but the glacial ice shards, which we are going to have to just travel to the outskirts of a planet and upgrade our. I believe this is the last planet you get this from potentially. Or, yeah, it definitely comes from the last planet, if I remember correctly, in Ad Astra. But we have everything else in this, and so that's not too bad. And then we also have this page. Now, the only thing that's going to take us a little bit of time, which we already have almost 2 antimatter pellets worth ready to go. So we only have 3 more antimatter pellets ready to go, and that's with like 0 AFK time. That's just with us working on everything else. And so that's the only thing that's going to take some extra time. Everything else here, I already have. I actually this threaded gliding. I already technically have it on my gear, so I can just take it off of my old armor. And then the singularities. We are going to need a lot of these singularities. And believe it or not, this is going to be a lot easier than it may seem to produce these. Today, I want to work on making the singularities, and we're also going to get the unstable ingots. The stable ingots. As a matter of fact. Now, getting into the unstable mod, that is where the inactive division sigil is going to come into play. And yes, we have a lot of them because they drop from the wither. Now, let's talk about how we actually utilize this inactive division sign. I keep calling it a sigil. It's definitely not a sigil, but it is a sign. As of right now, you can't really do anything with it, and it doesn't really tell you what to do with it. If we look at the unstable mod here, we can see, though, that there is this division sign, and it does have some uses, and we can use it. Now, as of right now, we have to kind of wait till nighttime. There's a special thing we have to build to activate this, and there's nothing in this mod that tells you, unless, you know, you're old school and you remember exactly what you had to do back when Extra Utilities, I believe, had this. And that is, you take redstone, and you place down an enchanting table, and you surround this with redstone. And then what you're going to have to do is wait till it is exactly midnight. Wait till the moon is directly above you. And once it is directly above you, then we're going to shift right click this on here. But you're also going to need a mob. So I have a cow. Now, after you do this, it's going to want me to sacrifice. So let's put this into practice, and we're going to be able to see what we can do here. I just got to wait till it's nighttime. So I think the moon is getting very, very close. If I shift right click, you can see perform the sacrifice. We place this down and kill it, and it didn't work. Oh no, the time is right, but we don't have another sacrifice. Mob, I think it has to be directly on top. So let's hurry up and try with a pig. Maybe that is what it takes. The time is right. There we go. It has to be on top. And it activated, and you can see that it did create the division sign. Very cool. Nice. So yeah, it has to be placed on the top. It cannot be on the side, from the looks of it. Now, in its state, it'll actually create these unstable ingots, which have a timer on them. And so you'll have to craft these very fast if you want to do this correctly. And what I'm looking for is to make blocks. Now, the way you would make the stable versions is you would have to use these the stable division sign. To get that, you're going to need unstable blocks in order to do this. So This is going to be a challenge, I think, because I don't think I can use my unstable ingots that I have. I might be able to. These are unstable blocks. You know what? I might be able to use these. These are the ones we found while exploring, and we had just enough to make these. So let's see. We could potentially craft all of these things. However, I don't know if this sign works. It does. Oh, that is fantastic. So there we go. So now we have the sign, and all we have to do now is divide by 0, basically. So we're going to be making the ingots, and there we go. So now we can just craft an entire stack of ingots, just like that. How cool is that? That was quite easy at this point. So make sure you hunt enough in the inn to get enough of these unstable ingots for sure. And then we can make an entire set of unstable gear. And I wonder what this all looks like when it's on. Nice. We're looking mighty unstably fancy right now. So at this point, we should be able to craft these all out. We only have 43,000 dimensional shards, so we can submit all of those. And then we need the unstable. And so a stack of those submitted. And then we need 1,000 eyes of Ender. So 1,000 eyes. We can start that craft, and that'll be done shortly. Now, while that is all in production, everything else here is fine. We have like 67,000 Dragon's Breath available. We have several thousand generalized Ender. Now, the fibers here, they're just a simple regular crafting recipe. So that will be pretty simple. We're going to work on that next. Now, before I do anything, let's start work on the singularities. Now, to make a singularity, you're going to need a storage drive. We're going to be using a fluid storage component. I think this will work. I think you'd switch modes. It may just be a regular storage component. Will work. But we're going to be using fluids to fill up this thing. Now, to be able to craft the machine required for this and the 64K drive, of course, I have to automate this. So I'm going to go ahead and set, I believe this is the engineering press. And so that is going to make the engineering circuit. And then this is going to be the calculation press, which is going to make the calculation circuit. And then over here, we can combine everything together. Do I have that combined in here? Where's everything being combined? Now that I'm seeing this, I have realized I have forgotten where I had all of my circuits worked on. I do have one of these laying around here somewhere that is automating the combination of the circuits. Aha! That's right, I put it in here. I honestly should put all of it in here, but oh well. This is where the things are getting combined. So I can just put that in there, and it'll automatically know to add all of those ingredients in there. Perfect! So with that in mind, I can now automate the crafting of a 64K drive, because I can already make a matter condenser. It's just a matter of making the 64K drives for this. And it's just as simple as, I mean, we're starting off with this. I just need to make sure I have enough Certus quartz and making sure I have crafters that can support all this. Now, while all of that's being made, we can now complete the 1,000 eyes, and that is going to give us a creative reclamation chamber. And it may seem like a really cool reward, but it's used inside the crusher. I guess does it not slot in? So if we had a slot for the augment, what it does is if we pulverize something and we have something in there augmenting it from thermal, such as I believe the shards work in here, or sorry, we would have to use the basalt's powder. That is probably one of the best items, I think, to use in here. And what it'll do is we can have this in here and it will never consume this, which this right here enhances the it applies some modifiers when crushing, and can give you benefits like making it faster, and it can also grant you more outputs and things like that. And so with this upgrade, it'll never consume the single, whereas normally with this, as you can see, its use chance is 50%. So that's a pretty cool item, but this is going to be even cooler. So we're going to set this bad boy up, and I don't think it's going to take too much to do this either. So to send this full, we can go ahead and place this down and then place this inside. And we should be able to change what this is going to be doing. You see right here, it's destroy items, condense into matter balls, or condense into singularities. Now, it doesn't really, I think, matter what you send to it so long as it fills a 64K storage component. And I think we can fill this with water if I remember correctly. And of course, the fastest way to fill things with water is integrated dynamics. This mod is just insane with the transfer rate of fluids. So we are going to use an item, a fluid exporter, and our cable, and then of course a variable card, and a sink, because a sink is infinite. Quite literally infinite. We will feed this water directly from here. So we'll make sure to set this and this on there. And we can link them together with our cables, like so. And then what we need to do is on the export fluids, this right here, we'll check, and you can see it's accepting fluids. But we need to ramp this up a little bit because right now it is not fast enough. So let's go in here and we will change the transfer rate, and this is just add a couple zeros. Couple zeros there, making sure we don't go over 2 billion. So this would be 10 million. And then go ahead and put that in. And it's not going any faster. I wonder, does this have a max transfer rate? Or maybe that transfer rate I put in was too large. Let's try taking off a 0. And going back. Trying again. That's not working as fast as I was hoping. I'm going to have to try a little bit more and see what I can do. So I've been doing a little bit of testing here, and I've noticed some weird inconsistencies between a couple of different piping mods. And I have noticed that for some reason, the pipes mod seems to be doing something a little bit weird. You can notice the fill rate here is pretty slow, even though these are set to go incredibly fast, almost as if something's preventing these pipes from working as fast as they were working with the mechanism, which just seems a little bit out of whack. Like it's just not actually utilizing the numbers that it's actually set to. And I can even lower this down to have it set to 1 million, and it still doesn't transfer at that amount. And I don't know if there is a special number that I need to get to in order to get this to a special amount, but I noticed something weird. I can set this to that really high amount, right? And we can add, make sure we have 3 sets of zeros, like, right? The 1 billion here. And it's not working right now, but if I take another sink, for example, and I just hook in to the pipes mod itself, some weird things start to happen. And I'm not sure why this is the case, but if I put this in here now, we'll notice the rate starts to jump every now and then. It will jump quite high. And the more of these pipes that I add, even though these are only supposed to be sending 10,000 millibuckets every tick, they're doing something else. Because with these connected, it goes significantly faster than with just the pipes by themselves. Very strange, very strange how this is actually acting. And this might be the way that we go about doing it, is by actually just having one of these connected with this off, and we'll simply hook in a bunch of these fluid pipes to it and get that up and running. I think that might be the way to do this, to get this going a lot faster, because it goes significantly faster once these are hooked in. So I did a thing. I may have gotten overboard, but it works. It is working, and it's working very well. I may or may not have 64 ultimate upgrades all working and transferring roughly 640,000 millibuckets a single tick. And that's what I'm doing with this monstrosity here. And this is now filling up a lot better. So I just completely bypassed every other piping method, and this seems to be working the best. It seems like everything was sort of nerfed for some reason. Even mechanism, it's supposed to be transferring way more than this, and it wasn't. This says it's got a pump rate of 32,000, but it's not sending that much. Whereas this is. So this is actually sending the 10,000, and then for some reason the integrated tunnels also was not sending the appropriate values, or at least it didn't seem like it was sending the appropriate values. So this monstrosity will get the job done, and then we can even use the item pipes and a chest or a barrel. I'll just use this chest for right now, and I'm just going to place the chest right in here. I think I can fit it right in there. And then I'll hook up the item pipe, because it should fit right there. And then we'll just use the wrench to simply extract out the singularities. And that is going to go down into the chest, and we'll just let those build up. And this is a very temporary setup because we won't need this after it's going. But it is kind of a crazy thing to look at. This is 64 of these ultimate pipe upgrades, all running on every side that I can possibly get connected. And I could do more. I could hook to more sides of a sink. Kind of crazy. So now while that's all getting finished up, let's go ahead and dive even further. So the Dragon's Breath, we definitely have that. The Ender Fiber, I have that, and we're about to get ourselves a creative spell book. So let's grab some of the generalized predictions. We are going to need 1,000 of them, and hopefully that's enough. And there we go. Creative spell book. This is kind of interesting, actually. So what exactly does this mean? Does this mean every effect is unlocked? Every effect, I believe, is learned in this? There's the Wither. I think that is a tier 3 glyph. Yeah, everything is unlocked. And I believe it doesn't cost any mana for these spells as well. So, like a Conjure Mage Light, for example, on like a Ray, it does still use mana. I guess we just have... Okay, so it does still use mana, but we have every... and you know what? It may use mana, and let's see. If we drain all the mana, will it still work even with the mana? No, it does not. Okay, so it's just a book that has every glyph unlocked. Interesting. Yeah, I was hoping that maybe it just didn't consume any mana. Huh. Now it does say it can cast tier 99 glyphs. I don't really know what tier 99 glyphs mean, but it can apparently cast them. And Amplify 3, I guess that's maybe what it's referring to. Does this do crazy effects? Yeah, you still have to have the mana though. Now for the Techno Obsidian Delights, this right here, well, we're gonna need some food for this, and then we get a creative jetpack. I already have the crystallized obsidian. That was pretty straightforward and easy and cyclic. And making all these foods should be quite simple as well. This requires a pumpkin as the bowl, but all you have to do is just simply craft it in, and then that is going to work. Now, while this is cooking up, we can go ahead and start working on this. So, a large cut of meat from a pig or hoglin's leg. You'll need something lighter than the sort of cut one. I think we have smoked ham. Do we not have any ham? So, yes, we're going to have to go through the farmer. We're going to have to go through the Farmer's Delight, and we are going to have to use a knife on a pig. I'm so sorry, pigs. Please forgive me. But there we go. This will get us the ham that we need. Remember, chat, pigs are friends, not food. Well, in this pack they are, I guess. Oddly enough, these actually have to go in the smoker in order to get all cooked up. But everything else should be pretty straightforward for us to make. We are going to need rice. It looks like some bowls. So a couple of bowls and rice, and our pumpkin should be done at this point. So a couple of bowls of rice. There we go. There's our stuffed pumpkin. Bowls go in here. Couple of rice. And I think that's it for this. Sweet berries and then a honey bottle. And we definitely have honey. I just don't have any honey bottles. We should be able to get this though, I think by clicking Not on the hive, but over here. Can I bottle it up via this? I guess I cannot. We might just turn this off. Simply. And looks like this one's already almost full, and we can just grab a bottle whenever this is full. Yeah, and there we go. I just sped it up to get them out. And there we go. We got our first, like, actual honey bottle. Because I've just been collecting it in other ways. And with that, we have some honey glazed ham, and that is one of my favorite foods. I will admit, pigs are friends, but in the real world, man, I love me some honey glazed ham. That is such a southern comfort food, and it's delicious. Honestly, I would say pork is honestly the meat that is a sweet. It's pretty crazy. So I think we have just about everything ready to go here. Shepherd's pie, and we have the shepherd's pie now. So there we go. And we can go ahead and submit these. And then we have these storage discs. Now I want to test something real quick. I think I even have these. I have to pull them out. Obsidian. I think I have, yeah, I definitely have 64 of those. Let's go ahead and submit those. Now the drives, I don't know if I can just pull them out. Because they don't have any data whenever they're in this, like, before you put them in your inventory. But when you put them in your inventory, they, I believe, like, associate an ID to you. But we'll see. Hopefully it'll submit. Can I submit one? Okay, so it did. It took it. And 2 of them went in somehow. Did I have one in my inventory? I might have had one in my inventory. There we go. So we'll just submit the rest of those. Looks like we just need a few more. So I'll just put the rest in my inventory because I actually need these as well. And that's submitted. And now to get this, we need a nether star with a shulker. And we have tons of these shulker orbs. And we have tons of nether stars. So let's go ahead and combine this together. And we will have ourselves a jetpack. So there it is. Oh, do we get to keep the charm? Because I didn't have to submit the charm. Oh, nice. You just have to have it. Low cost orb of dominance. Very cool. And this will get us a creative jetpack. Which, I mean, in this pack would have been nice if we didn't have any other creative means until this point. But now, well, I guess it is actually really nice because let me just show you. It does have a use. So right now it is off. And our throttle's at 100%. I need to toggle it on. That's the hover mode. I gotta remember what button I have the engine set to. It looks like I had it set to V. And this is why it's powerful. This is how fast you can fly with this jetpack. So, yes, it does have a use in that it is one of the fastest modes of transportation as far as flight goes. It is quite insane. And if you want to toggle it down, of course, you can toggle the engine power down. And then you do hover. While in hover mode, you do not sink down at all. So, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. And it is quite the jetpack. Will I be using it? Not very often. But I will keep it on, actually. And I can just toggle the engine on and off. Now, this next section requires all of the powders. So we've already gotten those. We got those last episode. So let's grab out here all of the powders. Let's all 64 powders. This is pretty much a thermal quest with a single occultism thing. And then we need Enderium. I have those prepped up and ready to go. And then, of course, the Dimensional Mineshaft, which we did a couple of episodes ago. And it was not that bad to get that item either. This is probably one of the nicest in games I have ever completed. Now, this is a creative pendant. So you can see right here, it says right click to change the chance of the inserted cubes. So very interesting, and I'm kind of curious as to how this actually works. So, I mean, let's test how this works. I mean, there's, what could possibly go wrong, right? So inside the chance pendant, we put ourselves a chance cube, and then we can increase the chance on that cube and hit set chance. You can see the chance value is now at 100. And so when we break this chance cube, it now has the ability to give us a really high chance cube, which should give us better outcomes. And so there we go. So all of these should have really positive outcomes. Holy smokes. This is enchanting heaven right now, because I'm pretty sure all of these pieces of gear have some of the most insane enchants on them. Oh my god. Yeah, so this is an incredibly powerful reward. I would definitely say, oh my, these enchants alone could make you invincible. Wow. I wonder what setting it to like a chance of 90 does, because this I'm assuming this will change the outcome of the reward pool. Yeah, so pretty much that's exactly what it does. Oh, you've got magic feet. Oh my. Well, we didn't have ores, but now we have ores. And there just fell a diamond block. How long? It lasts a few seconds. Yeah, don't do this near your machines, but well, we just got a ton of ore here. That is super cool. Sapphire ore? That may be one of the few ways you can actually get that. Mars ore? This is Glacio lapis. Glacio ore. The Glacio is one of the ores that actually you have to take Ad Astra to get. So that is kind of cool. Oh, you know I have to do it. Sharpness 10. Yes. Limit breaker. And it broke the anvil. This right here is hilarious. Over level an enchantment with ancient tomes. See, that's from something different. This is from from Quark. But the fact that we just put that on there means this sword is just even more powerful. Now, for the next section, we can even go further. We can go to God Forged Runes. And this is where we should be able to complete all of these. I definitely have all of the runes, I think, except for Envy. And Runes of Energy, we don't have enough to complete them, but I can go ahead and craft them real quick. Most of these runes you actually get from just fighting the tier 2 Gaia Guardian. So I already have 3 Godforged Pearls. I don't know if these can go in there. Yeah, they can, but they're not going to produce what you want. So I can put all of these in here and hopefully we get enough. 14, which gives us 17, which we only need 16, thus completed. And we also have our steel ingots and then our Alfret. And so Alfret is done, and 16 Runes of Energy is currently what I am working on. So Runes of Energy, we are currently at 5, and those are being crafted right now. So the last thing I need is the Rune of Envy and these final runes. Submit those, and we get ourselves a creative source jar. And that, my friends, takes us to where, well, we're going to have to kind of wait until next couple of episodes, because I'm going to have to travel and go completely through Ad Astra, which really doesn't take a whole lot of time, but I am going to have to go to the major planets, and we're going to basically find all of the ore required to upgrade to the next tier of rocket, and so on and so forth. It's not super crazy to do, but yeah, that's going to be something I'm definitely going to need to do. Now, I can go ahead and take this source jar and replace it with our creative source jar, which has unlimited source now. That is quite awesome. You know, it's at this point I would kind of like to reflect, you know, and think about where we started off. We started off on an island that was absolutely barren. Remember? And we had nothing. We had literally nothing but a backpack and a book that had a dream in it. And that dream was to excel. And boy, oh boy, we have definitely made it into the creative era. Now, the next couple of creative items that we're going to be unlocking are crazy powerful and are going to be definitely worth unlocking. And that is going to be the Creative World Shaper, which is a crazy cool tool. And I don't know if this works. I don't know if this can copy specific items and place it without needing those items, or if it works like as a creative tool. I don't really know exactly how that's going to function without being in creative mode, but this is where things are absolutely crazy. This is the cheaty storage tank, or storage disk, and this literally makes refined storage a creative inventory. And so it's at that point where we can definitely say congratulations, and I would definitely say we have beaten this pack. And we're very close to doing that. We literally just need a few more millibuckets of antimatter to be able to get that. This is chugging along, and we almost have this already completed. Just need a little bit more time, and this is crazy how powerful this thing is. And I'd have to say, so far, so good. And we have a few more episodes left, and I am super excited to get to the end of this mod pack. Now, with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, be sure to click that subscribe button. A lot of effort and time goes into these videos, so be sure to just click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy. Guys, I do appreciate you very, very much for watching, and of course, I do appreciate my supporters, and that means it's now time to thank the supporter of today's video. And that huge thanks is going to go to Gilberto Fernandez. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on YouTube, becoming a YouTube member. And if you guys are interested in becoming a member yourself, all you have to do is check out the blue button that is next to the subscribe button. And that is one of the best ways to support, is that join button that is there. Guys, you do get access to subservers, and especially subservers that will be coming out in the future whenever we dive into new mod packs. There is still currently, as of the time of this recording, still a Vault Hunter server up, and this server is still up as well for you guys to check out. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Also, join the Discord, discord.gg/ChosenArchitect, and that is where all the fun happens, is over there on the Discord. And of course, guys, I will see you in the next video or over on Twitch, whichever comes first. And of course, guys, as always, thanks for watching. This thing has literally made the best, like, playground. I can hop all around in here. It's so fun.